Fred VanVleet leaves the Toronto Raptors, signs with the Houston Rockets on a 3-year deal, 128.5 million. Jalen, how should I pass it?
I'll hash it. I definitely feel like this is a shocking one. I didn't expect Fred Fleet to get like a type of contract like this, like, especially on the Rockets. But again, I guess he will be the best player on the Rockets, kind of the sole leader. If you look at it like kind of like the vet, has a championship under his belt. Try to guide the young guys on the team as well. They also bring in like other additions as well. So I feel like he's kind of like the best player on that team. So I guess they gave him that money to be the best player. But we'll see. Again, I feel like he'll definitely produce a little bit better than he did in Toronto, just because you have like a little bit more flexibility. With like Jalen Green, who's a good scorer, Jabari Smith, who's a rookie, very athletic, Al Prince Boone, you feel me, kind of facilitating for you as well. So I feel like the team is slightly better than the Raptors, just a tad bit on offense. So I definitely feel like he'll perform better on offense, but I gotta see it to believe it, to be honest. So shout out to him though.
So,
Uh, I'll hash it as well. Just I like the move in general. I like what Houston is doing off the 2 or 3 losing seasons that they had thus far. Coming in, Fred VanVleet is not like a big market name, but he is an NBA champion and has NBA championship pedigree and culture that he could bring within this organization that's been lacking since James Harden left, as well as Chris Paul and others. So when you look at it, when he comes into that locker room, he's going to bring somebody that's going to play like each and every night hard. He's definitely going to give the team whatever he got. Someone that's a 20-point per game scorer as well. And just him and Ime Udoka is just going to mold these guys like Kevin Porter and Jalen Green and showing them the responsibilities of what it's like to be a playoff contending team each and every year. So I definitely like the move with adding the vet experience to those guys as well.
no, yeah, I definitely agree with Seb on the situation. I like what the Houston Rockets is doing. Ever since they signed Ime Udoka, we kind of see the direction the franchise is trying to go into right now. I like the free agent signings that they had. This is one of the teams that had a lot of cap space. They had to give the money to someone, and Fred VanVleet is the one that took it. I definitely think he's a solid player. Definitely has that championship experience. I see they're trying to put just certain players in the locker room. Once again, it has that, playoff experience, championship experience, just veterans, that could just keep some of these younger guys' heads in check. Um, once again, I just like the direction the franchise is going in. Moving on, Dylan Brooks, 4 years, $80 million, $20 million per year, signs with the Houston Rockets. We all seen how his season ended. A lot of turmoil coming at LeBron James, and then all the memes came out. He was going to Shangwan. Is he going to be in the NBA? He obviously still has a lot of value. Once again, 4 years, $80 million, $20 million per year. Jalen, how should I pass it?
I'll hash it. Honestly, I like this signing, especially with the again with the young culture of the Rockets. I feel like he's gonna instill a lot of confidence in them. You feel me? With him like kind of talking crazy and kind of the way he is, the notion he doesn't back down, and like he always attacks his opponents on defense. He's not scared of anything. I feel like, you feel me, especially on this team with him being like one of the older people on the team. I feel like that's gonna rub off on the young guys. You have Jalen Green, who's kind of already kind of fearless on the court. You have KPJ, who's also kind of that same way. I feel like he's going to instill a lot of confidence in them, and kind of I feel like they'll definitely play better as a result of him being on the team. I definitely feel like he helps them on defense as well. I feel like everybody on that team is very offensive minded when you look at all the guards, except for like probably the rookie that's coming in. But you definitely need a wing defender, and we always seen that throughout the whole playoffs. Whatever team it is, a wing defender is much needed. Whether it's Michael Porter Jr., Jimmy Butler, anybody in general, a wing defender is needed on your team if you want to at least reach the playoffs. So I definitely like the move, and it makes sense because they had the cap room to do it. So all shouts out to them.
So,
I'm gonna hash it. I definitely do like the moves. Well, I actually like it. I love the move. I'm actually happy for Dylan Brooks that he actually got paid off this, because just the way the season ended and just how the media tried to scrutinize him, I really didn't appreciate that. I mean, I get it. you talk and you talk and you don't back it up and you don't trust the media. But to label him as something like just like a bad guy or even of something of that source, when you know he's just bringing competition within this the NBA, you know he's not backing out from nobody. He's stirring up. If you're not on his team, he's against you. He's going to bring that heart and so he's going to play hard every night. Although be his offensive back is very shaky. I know he got 80 million for having a poor offensive back, but listen, to each his own. But other than that, just coming into the Rockets, another person that's have playoff pedigree too. He just came off of being in the Memphis Grizzlies and having 3 years within the playoffs. Although he didn't have the same success as what Vanvleet went through, but it's still just the fact that he still brings that that DNA that they're missing. This Rockets team really hasn't been on nothing for these past 3 years. So now when we look at it, we have two guys now that knows what it takes to get to the playoffs, know how to course the season and navigate the season, and teach these young guys day by day, game by game, on what is going to be the initiative, what is our short-term goal, what is our long-term goal. Then it's just something good to see. So shout out to Dylan Brooks too for getting that back.
No, yeah. Shout out to Dylan Brooks. I just think it's a lot of money based off how he performed this whole season. Not just the playoffs. He was coming off um damn near the worst season of his career in all statistical categories. Just did not shoot that 3-point shot well. Was talking more than playing defense. But once again, the Houston Rockets had to give the money to someone. And yeah, based off the totality of his career, he still has value. Um with this team, like you said, I think he's gonna do all the things that you said, just trying to be a mentor and try to navigate them to the playoffs and everything in that nature. But he's gonna have to hit shots. Like it's just gonna come down to that. You're gonna be the voice in the locker room and all that. All that is fine, but you got paid 4 years, $80 million. You're getting paid $20 million, so you're gonna have to produce on the offensive end. So just God bless him, God bless that team, and I hope everything just works out well.